How fired up are you about your faith? That probably comes across almost as a guilt-inducing question, and it's not meant to. It really isn't. It is meant, however, to get us to think a little bit. I think it's unavoidable that we have ups and downs. We are sometimes so fired up and so excited and so enthusiastic, but maybe that's not most of the time. And so I asked that question just to get us thinking, not about what may be wrong with where we are, but about the possibilities of where we can be. We're going to be doing a month-long discussion. It's a class, if you will, to take the place of a class that we didn't have as a part of our regular church classes because of COVID-19. And it's part of, I guess, what this class is really all about, that we're having to do things differently. So what we're going to do is hopefully get together once a day. I'll be posting these in the morning. You can join whenever you want. But we'll be talking about this idea of fueling the fire. How do you get fired up? You've probably had the experience somewhere along the way where you've been really fired up about something. Maybe it was high school when the football team was playing for the state championship every year and winning back-to-back championships, and everybody's enthusiastic and proud and excited about your school. Maybe it was a softball or a baseball game when you hit for the cycle, when everything seemed to fall in place. Or maybe at work when all the projects just seemed to gel and everything looked good and came out well and the boss was pleased, and maybe there was a raise or a promotion. Or just that you were getting along well with everybody and the family all seemed to be in harmony, or you and your friends. Whatever it was, you've probably had times where it felt like everything was going right. And it's easy at those times to be passionate and excited and enthusiastic about those. The challenge is to find a way to have that enthusiasm and that zeal, that fire, if you will, when things aren't going so well. Let me share a scripture with you real quickly. And by the way, we'll try to keep all of these brief anyway. This is Romans 12 in verse 11. A lot of things going on in Rome. We'll come back to some of that later. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord. Keep your spiritual fervor, your fire. Hang on to that. Keep your being fired up. They were relatively new Christians in Rome, but they were probably having some discouragement already. Man, we're living in a strange time. And it's hard right now not to feel a little bogged down. We're out of our routines. Some of us are working in different environments. Some people aren't working at all. We're walking around in Walmart and other places with masks on and coming to church with masks on. It's just a weird world right now. And people have gotten sick and people have died. And so it's been tough. And the church, man, when I ask if you're fired up about your faith, as a church, do you think we're fired up about our faith? Or are we just hanging on and trying to survive? It's hard to know exactly, and it's hard to say, but I think, and maybe I'm just talking about me, but I think it's been a little discouraging. I think we've been a little down. I think we've been a little pessimistic. I think it's kind of hard to stay fired up with so many things going on. This discussion, this daily conversation, is meant to help us fuel the fire, to keep our spiritual fervor, to get it back if we've lost it, to build it a little hotter if it's cooled off some. Several years ago, there was a writer named Craig Groeschel who wrote a book entitled It. Man of few words, the book's not terribly long, the title's even shorter, but he talks about the it that we sometimes have, this indefinable or difficult to define thing that we were just talking about. When things are going well and there's excitement and there's enthusiasm, and it doesn't mean things are perfect. Sometimes they're chaotic and whatever, but we're still just, everybody's on board and excited. Let me read a little bit of his preface for you, and then we'll kind of wrap things up for the day. It. Some ministries have it, some don't. Most churches want it. Few have it. When a church has it, everyone can tell, and when one doesn't, everyone can tell. The same is true with leaders. Some leaders have it, some don't. And it, or it-lessness, is obvious. It is always unique. It is always powerful. It is always life-changing. That's its upside. It has another side too. It attracts critics. It is controversial. Many people misunderstand it. It's hard to find, but it's impossible to miss. And you're probably asking, what is it? My answer is, one reason I like the book and like this guy, my answer is, I don't know. Really, I don't. Here's what I do know. If you've ever been part of a ministry that had it, you were part of something special. In other words, you knew it when you saw it. And it was an awesome work of God that couldn't be contained, couldn't be harnessed, and couldn't be explained. There was a time, I guess several times, but a time in particular when I think Williams Road had it. We were booming, we were growing, everybody was excited. Things were just enjoyable in every way. Maybe now we're not quite there. This conversation is designed to help us get back there, to have it, to have fire, to be on fire in our faith, in our ministries, for God and for each other. So I hope you'll stay tuned. I hope you'll keep joining us. Let me know in your comments if you have thoughts, if something bothers you, if something you particularly thought was useful in the conversation, but mostly just be thinking about, how do you get fired up? Share your thoughts and others can join in the discussion with you. Thanks so much.